Hello, my name's Cody and I'm with LaunchDarkly. Something I talk a lot about is the idea of infrastructure versus software. Infrastructure is where your application lives and gets landed onto, and software is where we release features. LaunchDarkly focuses on that release process and how we release features into an environment, but you still need a place to run that infrastructure. Azure Container Instances is a great way to simply run a container without having to manage an underlying infrastructure around it. And in this video, we're going to explore getting a container up and running in Azure Container Instance and then using LaunchDarkly to release features. Let's jump into it. Here we are in the Azure portal, and on the top we have this Container Instances option. And if I go ahead and click on that and click on Create, we can start to create our Azure Container Instance. We'll go ahead and choose a resource group, which is just a collection of resources inside of Azure. We'll give this container a name, so we'll just call it LD Demo. For this demo, we're not going to do any availability zones. You could use availability zones to guarantee availability across multiple regions or across multiple zones, as the name would suggest. In this case, we don't need it. I've got this running in Docker Hub already, or the container exists in Docker Hub. So I'm going to choose Other Registry, and it's public. And I'll go ahead and fill in my details. Make sure you want to add the tag onto the end, otherwise it won't pass validation. So I'm just going to use the latest image in this case. It's Linux OS, and then we'll keep the size pretty small in this case since it's really just a basic front-end app. I'm going to expose an additional port since my app runs on 3000 instead. I'm not going to add any tags onto, we don't need to. And we will go ahead and everything looks good, hit the Create button. This is the magic of space-time. We're going to pause here while this goes out and creates, and we'll be back in a moment. Our deployment's complete, so we'll go ahead and pop in and go to Resource. And we can see that application coming up. We've got an IP address here. We didn't set a DNS entry, so we don't get an FQDN out of it. That's okay. Grab that IP address, launch new browser window, and hit our demo site. And there we go. Our application's up and running. So now we can go and jump into LaunchDarkly and start releasing features. If I go in here, I can go and turn on our production header. Release that change into production, and we can see the header for this changes. Let's go ahead and play with making a simple change in our code and redeploying this container and see how we would do iteration with Azure Container Instances. So go back in and we'll disable this feature. Maybe I want to change this label on the top, this header on the top to read something different or change the color of the text. I'll go ahead and jump into VS Code. And here I've got the code for that header screen. We're going to create a new flag called new text, and we'll bring that feature flag into our code. So in this case, what we're doing is saying if new text is true, run this code. Otherwise, run this code. Now these are the same right now, but let's do something simple, just like changing to LD red instead. And we'll save that change. To deploy this, we need to actually build a new Docker image with that updated change and restart our container instance inside of Azure. While that builds, we'll go ahead and create our feature flag inside of LaunchDarkly. So I'm going to jump over into my terminal window, and I'm going to kick off that build command. And in the meantime, let's go create that feature flag. So we jump back into LaunchDarkly, and we'll go ahead and create flag, and use the same key as the one we included in our code. We're going to keep this as a true or false flag since we're really just evaluating between two different text types. We might change that flag type if we needed something specific. We'll save our flag. So that feature flag is now in place. It's ready to go and for us to consume inside of our application. Our deployment's finished, or our build is finished rather. We're going to pop back into Azure now and update that image. So we'll go ahead and just stop the container service and restart it. Our container instance back up and running. We'll grab that IP address, pop back into our demo screen, update the IP, and access the app. As we can see, nothing's changed inside of our application. When we pop back into LaunchDarkly, we can see that targeting is turned off, so that feature is not currently active. Let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens. We'll launch our feature, switch back into the application, and we can see we're getting the updated text for the app. If we didn't like this, we can go ahead and pop back in, disable the feature immediately, save it, and it rolls back to the previous version. This gives us a great way to very quickly kill switch out a bad feature that didn't work, or even just try something new, and if we don't like it, back out. But you can see the low bar of friction here on redeveloping an application, pushing out a change, and having it just be up and running inside of Azure in just a few minutes. I hope this video helped you learn a bit more about Azure Container Instances and running an application using LaunchDarkly in it. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Looking forward to talking to you soon.